So, Matujima, and watching Hornbill TV's Prime Time. A public interest litigation has been filed before the Supreme Court seeking directions to the Centre, States and the Election Commission of India to ensure that Aadhaar is used only as a proof of identity and not as proof of citizenship, domicile, address or date of birth. The plea has been filed by petitioner Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay. According to the plea, Section 9 of the Aadhaar Act expressly states that Aadhaar is not evidence of citizenship or domicile, while a DAI notification dated August 22, 2023 clarifies that Aadhaar is proof of identity only and not proof of citizenship, address or date of birth. The petition contends that despite this legal position, Aadhaar is being widely used for school admissions, voter registrations, obtaining ration cards, driving licenses, property purchases and other purposes requiring proof of citizenship, residence or age. The petitioner has alleged that infiltrators and illegal immigrants are allegedly obtaining Aadhaar cards through weak verification mechanisms and thereafter using Aadhaar as a foundational document to secure other identity documents, including voter identity cards. The plea claims this affects welfare disruption and the integrity of the electoral process. The Indian rupee continued its downward trend for straight 8 days as it slumped lower on Tuesday, touching as low as 96.38 against the US dollar. The rupee opened with a negative bias amid a strong dollar and rising US Treasury yields and depreciated 18 pice as market sentiments continued to dampen amid simmering tensions between the US and Iran. Forex traders said rupees remains vulnerable to the rise in crude oil prices as also the closure of the Strait of Hormuz hampering its export and imports of the Gulf countries. On the domestic equity market front, Sensex climbed 366.71 points to 75,706.88 in early trade, while the Nifty advanced 7.45 points to 23,760. On Monday, India's foreign exchange reserve declined by 7.7 billion US dollars, standing at 690 billion US dollars for the week ending May 1. According to the Reserve Bank of India, gold reserves fell by 5 billion US dollars to 115 billion US dollars. Foreign currency assets, the largest component of the reserves, also decreased by 2.7 billion US dollars to 551 billion US dollars during the week.
So, the RBI, India's central bank, has been actively selling dollars to shield the rupee from unwarranted volatility, as we all know, because of the global geopolitical tensions. So, over the last 2 months, they have been steadily selling the dollars. That's why our forex reserve are selling. Forex reserve have dropped around 5% from the all-time high, around $728 billion we had. Now it has come down to around 690 billion or so. So about 5% it has come down. And this is not very alarming actually. We have comfortable forex reserves. In fact, in past, we have seen even dire situations than this. Right now, I think these forex reserves are comfortable for 8 months of import cover. In the past, we have seen it going down to as low as 5 months, 4 months also. So I think this is nowhere near any concern. We should not be overly worried about this. So basically, RBI using it as a shock absorber rather than fixing one artificial level for rupee. See, rupee has been depreciating and rightly so because as we know we are a importer of energy, especially the crude oil prices, and crude oil prices are rising. So we have to pay more and that's why our currency is depreciating. So and because of the depreciation and these global headwinds, there is a massive shortage of US dollar in India and that's why it is putting pressure on USD INR and that's why INR is depreciating. And RBI knows that they cannot just fix a rupee level, so they are letting it depreciate, but they are not allowing undue speculation. So whenever they see some unwarranted speculation, they bring out new regulation. Like they have recently capped the commercial banks' daily net foreign currency exposure. They've also restricted the speculation in rupee in the non-deliverable forward. So they are taking steps. and they are using all these steps to stop rupee from crashing. So the economy as such is in a strong, very solid ground, but these are times where we need some austerity, and this forex austerity drive will discourage some non-essential gold imports. It will curb some excessive discretionary spending for foreign travel, and it will help us conserve some forex reserves. So these are basically to help our economy remain strong, and before it is uh, becomes a concern or a crisis, the PM has alerted citizens towards keeping some forex austerity. I think it will work in the short term. For longer term, obviously, we will have to uh, wait for the global geopolitical crisis to come down, and that will help the currency appreciate.
Whistleblower Sashikant Sutar on Tuesday claimed that there was concrete evidence in the alleged NEET UG 2026 paper leak case. He alleged that several questions in examination match PDFs circulated before the test, prompting the National Testing Agency NTA to involve the Central Bureau of Investigation CBI and Rajasthan Special Operations Group SOG in the investigation. Speaking to NI about how the alleged leak was detected, Sudar said that after the NEET UG examination concluded on May 3, he was analyzing the paper and solving students' doubts when an acquaintance showed him a PDF containing chemistry questions. He further claimed that another PDF containing biology questions was also verified with the help of a fellow teacher.
सबसे पहले आपको कैसे पता चला कि ये शायद लीक हो गया है और जो क्वेश्चंस हैं वो गेस्ट पेपर की फॉर्म में बच्चों तक ऑलरेडी पहुंच गए थे? आप कुछ इस बारे में बताइए।
मैम इसमें मतलब जब जब 3 तारीख को मैं पेपर एनालिसिस करने के बाद में, क्योंकि 3 तारीख को 5 बजे पेपर खत्म हो गया था बच्चों का, और बच्चों से पेपर एनालिसिस करने के बाद में, बच्चों के डाउट सोल्व करने के बाद में, जब मैं अपने किसी परिचित से मिला तो उन्होंने मुझे एक पीडीएफ दिखाई। उस पीडीएफ के अंदर केमिस्ट्री के कुछ क्वेश्चंस थे। जब मैंने उन क्वेश्चंस का मैच नीट पेपर से किया तो होश उड़ाने वाले मतलब हालात थे, क्योंकि वो पीडीएफ के 45 आउट ऑफ 45 क्वेश्चंस नीट पेपर से हुबहू मैच कर रहे थे। तो फिर हमने बायोलॉजी की भी पीडीएफ को अपने साथी शिक्षक से टैली करवाई, तो पता चला कि बायोलॉजी के भी 90 आउट ऑफ 90 क्वेश्चंस उस पीडीएफ में अवेलेबल हैं। हालांकि पीडीएफ, दोनों ही पीडीएफ में काफी ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस थे, तो अपन उसे गेस्ट पेपर मान सकते हैं। फिर हमने इसकी जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है उसके अंदर मैंने कुछ इसकी मतलब उनको बताया। फिर उन्होंने थोड़ा इसमें हमारी हेल्प करी, और हमने ये जो चीजें थी, ये जो कुछ और प्रूफ हमने 1-2 दिन में जुटा कर, और फिर हम लोग एनटीए तक पहुंचे। उनको हमने मेल करी 7 तारीख को, और 8 तारीख को उन्होंने मतलब बहुत ही फास्ट तरीके से मैं कह सकता हूँ, क्योंकि 7 को मेल हमने रात को लेट करी थी, और सुबह उठते ही हमारे पास मैसेजेस फोन आने स्टार्ट हो गए थे एनटीए से और सीबीआई से भी। उन्होंने फास्ट ट्रैक काम किया इसके ऊपर, और शाम तक हमारे पास टीम पहुंच चुकी थी। उन्होंने भी बहुत फास्ट काम करते हुए फिर इसमें एसओजी इन्वॉल्व हुई है, और एसओजी ने भी बहुत अच्छा और बहुत फास्ट काम किया, जिससे ये सारी चीजें जो हैं वो निकल कर आई। और मतलब देश में पहली बार ऐसा हुआ होगा कि कोई पेपर 3 दिन पहले उसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन स्टार्ट होती है, और चौथे दिन उसको लीक्ड मानकर और री नीट अनाउंस कर दी जाती है। तो मैं सरकार का भी और एनटीए का भी और सभी एजेंसीज का और हमारे सीकर पुलिस का भी मैं इसमें धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा कि उन्होंने इस पे फास्ट ट्रैक काम करते हुए, बच्चों की मेंटल हेल्थ को ध्यान में रखते हुए बहुत फास्ट काम किया, और बच्चों की मेंटल हेल्थ को बचाया है, ऐसे कह सकते हैं अपन। और भारत सरकार का भी मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा कि उन्होंने भी इस पे बहुत अच्छा एक्शन लिया है, रीनीट करवाई है।
We'll take a short break. Keep watching.
আমি খান খোড়ে খানা দো ভাত সবজি একলা না হয় এইটোতো খৰ মানুহ লগ খুশি বা সামে একটা আছে কিন্তু যদি হুঁশিয়াৰ নহলে সবচে খুশি বা খানা বাৰাবি আমি খানগে বিমাৰ কৰি দিব
হয় সদায় চাল দুনিয়াতে লাখো মানুহ খানা পৰা ওলা বিমাৰী লাগি যায় কিন্তু বেছিবাৰ ইটো দৰকাৰকে নিজৰ চকা পৰা ৰখাবলৈ পাৰে আৰু বাচ্চা খানকে স্কুলতে টিফিন নাখাগতে সদায় হাতটো চাবোন পৰা দোলাবলৈ শিকাবি
সদায় সবজি আৰু যোগাদে জ্বলা সামান খানগে চাফা কৰিবলৈ নাপাহৰিবি কাটিং বৰ্ড আৰু জাকু খান গৰম পানী লৈ কিনা ভাল বাৰা ধুলাবি খানা ঠিক টেম্পাৰেচাৰতে পাকাবি ভাল বাৰা নাপাকাইলে গিৰা খান ভিতৰ লুকাই থাকিয়া বাৰা গাঁও বিয়া কৰি দিব পাৰে
সবজি খানকে সদায় বইল কৰিবি ষ্টিম নহলে ৰস কৰিবি খানা পাকা সামেতে হুঁশিয়াৰ থাকি আহি সবচে ভাল আছে
ফ্ৰিজতে কাঁচা খানা আৰু বাকা খানা আলাগ আলাগ ৰাখিবি সদায় ইদু খানা খানগে নাম লিখি কিনা নিজৰ লগা কণ্টেইনাৰ দেখি ৰাখিবি গুণবা মানুহ গিছেম খানা বাৰা বেমাৰ হৈ যায় বিনাত আৰু আন্দা নিচিনা ঘানা গুণবা মানুহ নিমিতে ডেঞ্জাৰ আছে
ইটোকে ফুড এলাৰ্জি কয় খানা খান নাকিনে আগতে সদায় ডাবাতে লিখি থাকিয়া লেবেলকে চেক কৰিবি
ডিকচিতে বাকাই লেবি শুকাই লেবি নহলে ষ্টিম কৰি লেবি যোন তাৰিকা হবি ফুড সেফটিৰো ধ্যান ৰাখিবি
গাঁও কেবাল ৰাখিব নিমিতে চাফা খানা খা পৰাহি শুৰু হয় নিজৰ লগা ঘৰ মানুহকে বিমাৰী খান পৰা বাচাই ৰাখিব কাৰণে সদায় খানাটো চাফা আৰু ভাল পৰা পাকাবি চাফা আৰু হেলথি খানা খাইলে তাকুত আৰু খুশি জীৱন থাকিব ইট ৰাইট ইট সেফ Sponsored by Food Safety Authority, Department of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Nagaland.
Welcome back. A deadly shooting near the Islamic Center of San Diego left 3 people dead on Monday before authorities later discovered 2 teenage suspects inside a vehicle parked nearby with apparent self-inflicted gunshot wounds. A deadly shooting near the Islamic Center of San Diego left 3 people dead on Monday before authorities later discovered 2 teenage suspects inside a vehicle parked nearby with apparent self-inflicted gunshot wounds, authorities said. Additional reports of gunfire emerged around the same time from a location a few blocks away where the suspects allegedly opened fire at a landscaper. Authorities said one suspect's mother had contacted police earlier in the day after reporting that her son had run away and later discovered a note he had left behind, though its contents have not been released. Officers reportedly believed at the time that there was a bigger threat picture that we needed to consider.
At 9:42 this morning, we received a call of a runaway juvenile. After speaking with the mom began to piece together bits and pieces of information over an extended period of time. The information that she was gathering and conveying to us began to elevate the threat level that we were perceiving with this information. She believed her son was suicidal, and she began to share information that several of her weapons were missing. Her vehicle was missing, in addition to her son. She also said that her son was with a companion, and that they were dressed in camo, and that is not consistent with what we would typically see from somebody that is suicidal. That began to trigger a larger threat assessment picture. Our threat management unit began to take the tips and leads that we had and utilize the technology we have available to us. Our license plate readers was at the top of that list. We began to have, we noted that there were hits with the vehicle down in Fashion Valley. We dispatched officers into the area of the mall as a possible location that was a threat. We also gathered information that one of the individuals was associated in some form or fashion with Madison High School. We alerted the school police department, and we dispatched officers into the area of Madison High School. While we were gathering this information and we were trying to zero in on where these individuals were at, we received the call at approximately 11:43 that there was an active shooter at the Islamic Center. Officers were in the area, still talking with mom, trying to piece together where they might be, the locations that she felt that they would be at. And that was just a few blocks away. Those officers, once they heard what was happening at the Islamic Center, immediately dispatched themselves to the mosque. And just to recap what we talked about earlier, when officers arrived on scene, they came across, in some form or fashion, 3 deceased individuals, victims. One was a security guard at the center.
The Islamic Center of San Diego describes itself as the largest mosque in San Diego County. According to its website, the center aims to serve the religious needs of the San Diego Muslim population and work with the larger community to serve the less fortunate, to educate and to better our nation. The site also houses a school for children from pre-K to 3rd grade. Police confirmed that no children were injured during the attack.
There is no further threat. Both suspects in this case are deceased. All of the kids are safe. Our hearts go out to the families that are in this moment being notified of what has happened to their loved ones. We have 3 confirmed adults that are deceased at the Islamic Center.
Commercial vehicle drivers in Delhi NCR have announced a 3-day strike from May 21 to 23, demanding an immediate revision of taxi and auto fares amid rising fuel prices and alleged economic exploitation by app-based cab aggregators. According to a letter submitted by the Chalak Shakti Union to Delhi Lieutenant Governor, Chief Minister, Transport Minister and Police Commissioner, the strike has been called in support of a nationwide protest announced by the All India Motor Transport Congress. The union stated that taxi fares in Delhi NCR have not been revised for nearly 15 years, despite a steep rise in the prices of CNG, petrol and diesel, along with increased costs of vehicle maintenance, insurance, fitness, certificates, permits and other daily essentials. The union alleged that taxi drivers in Delhi NCR were facing severe financial distress and struggling to support their families. The union warned that if the Delhi government failed to revise fares immediately, the agitation could intensify into a larger movement. The union has also demanded a meeting with the government to discuss drivers' issues and formulate policies to prevent the alleged economic exploitation of taxi drivers. The Ministry of Home Affairs MHA has issued a notification announcing amendments to the Citizenship Rules 2009, introducing new provisions related to passport disclosure for applicants from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. A notification issued late on Monday states that the that rules titled the Citizenship Amendment Rules 2026 came into effect soon as its publication in the official gazette. As part of the changes, a new clause has been inserted in Schedule IC of the citizenship rules, requiring applicants to declare whether they possess a valid or expired passport issued by the governments of Pakistan, Afghanistan or Bangladesh. Under the revised provision, applicants must either confirm that they do not hold such a passport to provide detailed information if they do, including passport number, date and place of issue and date of expiry. Additionally, individuals declaring possession of such passports must undertake to surrender them to concerned postal authorities within 15 days of approval of their citizenship application. Officials said the amendment aims to streamline documentation and strengthen procedural clarity in citizenship application involving individuals from these countries. We'll take a short break. Keep watching. Welcome back. India reiterated its firm stance on human rights protection, maintaining its belief in democracy and the country's constitution after a Norwegian newspaper commentator controversial disruption during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's press statement with Norwegian counterpart Jonas Gahr Store. MEA Secretary West C.B. George reminded that despite India having 1/6 of the total population of the world, the country does not contribute to 1/6 of the problems of the world. C.B. George reminded us that India gave equal rights to women from the first day of independence, unlike many other countries, displaying its firm belief in equality and human rights. He said that people don't understand the extensive reach of India's media ecosystem and make statements after reading some reports published by ignorant NGOs. This came in response to a post on X by a Norwegian newspaper commentator who said PM Modi did not take her question. She also talked about India and Norway's ranking in World Press Freedom Index.
We hear a lot of people asking questions about why this, why that. But let me tell you this. We are 1/6 of the total population of the world, but not 1/6 of the problems of the world. We have a constitution which guarantees the rights of the people, fundamental rights of the people. We have equal rights for the women of our country, which is very important. In 1947, we gave the freedom to vote for our women. We won the freedom together, and day one itself. Many countries I know, the voting right for women came after several decades after India gave that freedom. This because we believe in equality, we believe in human rights. And what is the best example of human rights? The right to change government, the right to vote. And that is what is happening in India. We are so proud of that. But we have a constitution, as I said, which guarantees the fundamental rights of our people. If anyone whose rights are violated, they have the right to go to court. Some of you are from Indian media. You know how many stories appear. We have how many breaking news coming every day in the evening. At least 200 TV channels in Delhi alone, in English language, in Hindi language, and multiple language. People have no understanding of the scale of India. People have no understanding. They read, one or two.
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.
The Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, or the National Solar Mission, was launched on 11th January 2010. JNSM is a major initiative of the Government of India with active participation from states to promote ecological sustainable growth while addressing India's energy security challenges. The National Institute of Solar Energy has assessed the country's solar potential of about 748 GW, assuming 3% of the wasteland area to be covered by solar